Here we are, far from civilization. Just who am I going to meet then? Of course, the one I really want to meet is the criminal. But I don't want to fall in love with him.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thomas. Agent Morgan, it's past 2100. Let's meet up again at the community center tomorrow. I haven't been sleeping much since this all started, to be honest. I'm exhausted.
I was just about to suggest the same thing.
I'll make arrangements for people to gather between 1500 and 1700. I'll try and get as many people as I can to come, so don't be late, okay? Don't be late.
I'll be there.
The community center's on the south side. I've marked it on your map.
Thanks, Thomas.
Well then, see you tomorrow.
At this point, Emily's just pretty much begging York to be on time. Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. Last time we completed the lumber mill and encountered the fellow that York is dubbing the Raincoat Killer. A very angry person with a red raincoat and an axe. Now it's time to get back to the hotel, get some sleep, get ready for the town meeting tomorrow, where York is going to talk with the citizens of Greenvale all at once. Tell him what he knows about the murder. Oh, wait, hold on. Feels good. Well, these fences, obviously, we have to break them, because they're in the way of this fishing spot. So I have no choice here. Just get into position. I'm gonna get money for it anyway. This is a good use of time. Okay, so let's do a little night fishing.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking in front of all those people. What do you think, Zach? It's going to get fun.
Kind of a strange thing, some points in the game, the viewpoint changes like this, to like an old-style Resident Evil viewpoint. Controls are the same too. Tank controls, which, when they're behind the back, you don't really notice them, but then when you get another viewpoint like that, it suddenly becomes pretty awkward. But anyway, here's another fishing spot. There's a couple fishing spots here at the lumber mill. And let's just see what we can catch. Don't have to go back to the hotel right away. Don't know if I mentioned exactly how we fish before, but we just wait until we get a bite, and you can feel the rumbling on the controller. Once you get the bite, you just press, I think it's A, we'll see in a second. I believe it's A. Yeah, it's A. Just press that once, and we get this this sort of menu. And then you have to press A again when you're about 3 to 4 spaces... Okay, I messed that one up. You have to press A again when you're about 3 to 4 spaces before the icon you want. You don't want the Emily icons because you'll lose your bait, just like I did there. What I'm looking for is a glowing package, a gift. We've seen it before. When you see that and you catch it, you get a trading card. But looking at this, yeah, I don't think there is a glowing package. I don't see one. Caught a fish, but I mean, who fishes for fish? We'll keep it anyway. But since it doesn't appear there's a trading card here, I don't think we'll stick around. Let's take a look at that fish. The fish is a food item. So if you ever run low on food and you're by a fishing spot, this is a way to fill up. York will just eat that thing raw. Alright, let's head back. Lumber Mill is an out-of-the-way place. You won't go to it often, though there are a couple things around, such as the fishing spot and I believe there's a dirt path. off to the side that we'll take a look at some other time. Oh wait, that's right, there is something else here. There's another racing spot. So as I mentioned before, I think there are 3 racing spots in Greenvale, and this is the second one. The first one we found was near the police station. And for doing that one, we got a trading card and a bunch of Agent Honor as our reward. It'll be the same thing for this one, if we succeed. Different trading card, of course. We got Keith's last time. Okay, this can be the tricky part of this one. Even though we don't have any traffic to deal with, we do have these fences. It can be kind of difficult to see which side of the fence you're on and where the exit is, so I'm having a little bit of a problem right here. Okay, there. Can't waste too much time. We finished the last race with time to spare, but you really can't spend too much time stuck like that. Also, we're slowed down in this one because we're driving mostly on dirt, so we don't have top speed. Well, now we do because we're on asphalt, but when we're on dirt, we get slowed down like this. So different obstacles from the first race we had. And we are very low on time, but I think we'll just barely do this. Okay, should be one more. Right there. And... oh. Or not? So... I guess if you get to the goal at the same time runs out, if you get a draw, it just gives it to you, I guess? Because it said we failed, but we saw that trading card get unlocked just now, so great. Good. Let's go back and get that card. Looked like that trading card...
So, where shall we go next?
We're going to get that trading card. Looked like that was by the, yeah, right there. By that pile of garbage next to the lumber mill. So by going in the glowing circle... and we get our Ring of Agent Honor. I believe that's 210. Alright, now the trading card was over here. Whose trading card will we find in the pile of garbage? Anna's mother. So a little more insight on Sally. Living on welfare, she's a widow, and her only family member is dead now. So yeah, she does have it pretty bad. Why was her trading card in this pile of garbage outside the lumber mill? We don't know. Something I'm looking for around here. I think it's on the other side of this. Yeah. There's a ramp. I think this is the only ramp in the game, and yeah, you can drive off of it. So it's kind of a shame that it's the only ramp, because I think Greenvale could have done with some ramps here and there. Yeehaw! Right, that's all that is. So there's a ramp right there. There's no other ramps anywhere in the game, unfortunately. Alright, let's head back to the hotel now. So...
Zach, we
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Going back. So, we now know where and how Anna was murdered, and we can guess that Anna was there willingly. Apparently, she knew the murderer. We kind of got that impression during the autopsy when it said that there was no skin cells underneath her nails, so you could assume that that she didn't fight back. We know that the killer is... Well, actually, we think the killer is that guy in the raincoat. I guess we don't know that for sure. We did see that profiling segment where it looked like that the guy in the raincoat, he took it off, and it looked like that there was this big mark on his back of an upside-down peace symbol. Not too much to go on, unless you can get everyone in town to take their shirts off. But a kind of a strange thing about that guy that we encountered in the lumber mill. When we were hiding from him, it did that thing where he was trying to detect us by our breath. Hold on a moment. Let me just take a look at this. Okay. Yeah, there's that. Copse Tunnel. We'll be seeing that soon enough, but is that the shortest route back to the hotel? I don't think it is. Yeah, as I said before, a kind of frustrating thing about this map is that you can't zoom out. This is the extent of it. So you can't see too much of Greenvale at once, so if you're trying to navigate around, it takes a little while. Okay, yeah, so left is the direction we want to go in. That'll take us back to where the hotel is. So as I was saying, the raincoat killer, he did that thing where he was trying to detect York by his breath. And then York held his breath to hide from the killer. That's something we've only seen shadows do so far. And if you want to explore that, it's also the case that when we've been in Zombie Town, the only human being we've seen has been York. Everyone else we've seen so far has been a shadow. So what does that mean about the raincoat killer? Well, he was much more persistent than a shadow, much stronger. He wasn't just stumbling around. And if we consider the profile, the guy in the profile that we saw with the upside down peace sign, he certainly didn't seem like a shadow. If we're assuming that these two are the same guy, and not just two different people who just happen to like wearing red raincoats. Which might be a bit unlikely, since George and Emily did say that not many people in Greenvale wear raincoats. But still not enough to really figure anything out from. And in any case, we have not yet all of the townspeople. You know, we've been going around so far, and we've been meeting the townspeople where they live, where they work, talking with them. Yeah, I know, we're going. But we haven't met all of them yet. There are a few that we have not been able to meet. And that's the purpose of the town meeting. You see, we've been meeting some townspeople, but you don't have to. You could just do what the game tells you to do and follow the main plot. And if you do that, you will not meet many townspeople at all before the town meeting. The town meeting is the game's way of forcing you to meet all the townspeople. But as we've seen so far, you can meet plenty of them before that meeting ever happens. But you don't have to. You could just go along with George and Emily, let them take you where they need to take you, and we would eventually end up at the town meeting anyway. But I think it's more fun like this. And I think it's more York-like to conduct his own investigation anyway. Hey, it's Usha. He's going home from the hospital. We could try following him, but unfortunately, Usha's house, we can't actually enter it. Maybe we'll take a look at that later on. But, yeah, we can't do anything with it. Alright, just about back at the hotel. And I can never take that curve properly. Maybe someday I'll do it. Polly, keeping her vigil as always. Alright, time to go to bed. And get ready for the town meeting tomorrow. Not much else to do. Or is there? To be Francis York Morgan and wake up almost every morning starving to death. Alright, what do we got? We do have a few things here. Let's see. It's that fish. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't even scale it. And smoked salmon. Different kind of fish. Actually prepared. And a lollipop. That is the best breakfast. Okay, so if we're getting ready for the town meeting, what better way to do that than to wear our new suit that Emily gave us for criticizing her cooking. Because our crimson suit is starting to look a bit dirty. I think York wants to relax. And we'll send Crimson to the cleaners. And there we go. This is our suit for the town meeting. The suit we're wearing now is, I believe, the first one that does not have a tie. York just keeps that collar unbuttoned. Alright, so now let's take a look at the time. What do we got? It's 9:46 in the morning. Town meeting is from 1500 to 1700, so we actually have quite a bit of time. Now, if you're playing the game for the first time, you might wonder why you have so much time. You might just go to the town meeting and smoke until 1500, but of course we're not going to do that. We're going to see what we can get done in the time that we have. So, of course, lunch at the police station is available from 9 o'clock to 13. That's what we're going to do now, as we usually do. And we're very low on gas, so I guess we're going to need to pick up a new car once we get to the police station. But one thing I don't think I've mentioned is that there are cop cars positioned in various locations throughout the town. For example, at the police station, there are 2 cop cars we can take. And there are a few different locations in which there are other cars, cop cars, that we can take if our current car is banged up or out of gas. So that can be helpful sometimes. I don't think we'll need it, because we will be going through a lot of cars, but we'll be buying most of them. Pretty soon we'll get the ability to do that. I mentioned before that the scrapyard is where you do that, but the proprietor is not in yet. But he will be after the town meeting. Here we go. Let's see what Thomas has ready. I wonder if that's what Thomas just does all day. He doesn't really seem to do much else. Let's see, this way? No, that's not the way. The office room is where he usually is. Except not right now. So where'd Thomas go? He's got to be somewhere here. Oh, there we go. Okay, he's with Emily and George. They're all in the conference room. Let's have a talk with Emily and George before we actually have lunch. See what they have to say. No, Thomas. That's. I do want lunch, but not right now.
Hello?
No. Trying to talk to Emily. Okay, let's talk to George. See what George says. When are we ever not on time, George?
Hi.
So remember, if you're the type of person who gets bored, you're uneducated, and you don't know how to use your time properly. Alright, now let's have lunch.
Hello?
So, what exactly do you want to talk to everyone about?
This case goes deeper than you think. The townfolk may have heard about the murder, but they don't understand it. It's a very dangerous situation, and I need to warn them properly. I hope most of them are decent enough to come.
No problem there. Emily has made all the arrangements.
I've told everyone to gather around between 1500 and 1700.
Great. Reminds me of a film I saw recently. A town is under attack by aliens, and so the mayor calls all citizens to the town hall to warn them. However, seeing this, the aliens attack the hall and wipe them all out together.
Is that relevant, Agent York?
The way they kill is fantastic. They used a combination of balloons and meat sauce for exploding heads. Those aliens start firing their death rays and heads start popping. It's flat. Really quite something.
Agent York, some of us are trying to eat here.
I know, Emily. I'm one of them. Well, anyway, your cooking is the best, Thomas. Thank you.
No problem.
Unfortunately, York does not tell us the name of that alien invasion movie. Sound like that could be a bunch of different things. Sounds like good weather for the town meeting. The first thing I thought of when he described that was Mars Attacks. But I think in that movie, the aliens killed Congress. I don't think it was a town meeting or anything like that. It's been a long time since I saw that movie, though. Alright, so we haven't tried this type of cop car yet. The Vid Games car. We'll try this out. I don't like it as much as the other car. It doesn't handle as well. You can't do that 180 turn like I do with the other car. So I don't like it so much, but for the sake of completeness, we'll just try it out. Alright, so where are we going to go now? We had lunch. It's 13 o'clock. Lunch took a while. How long were we...
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
Was that 3-hour lunch? So, okay, we don't actually have too much time before the town meeting now. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Hold on. I never noticed there were stoplights in Greenvale. Huh. Anyway, where do we want to go? Well, I guess there are a few things we can take care of while we're waiting. We could go to the gas station, even though this car doesn't really need to be cleaned or filled up on gas. We could go there and just advance those side quests with Jack and Gina. See if anyone else is around. Anyway, there's the community center where those gray arrows were. That's where we need to go eventually. A bunch of people at the A&G Diner, but I don't think there's anything really for us to do there. That's, back in that area is where Thomas's apartment is. Of course, he's not at home. Let's see, at Keith's house, the twins are home, but we wouldn't be able to get in there because it would be locked up since the parents are at the milk barn. There's Richard. Well, milk barn's open, and Lily's there, so might as well continue her side quests with the stockroom box pushing and all. Do want to get those out of the way so we can get the prize from that as soon as we can. Right, so the top speed of this car I think is a little slower than the other cop car. The other cop car we were going, what, 55? And this one we're barely breaking 50, so this one's a little bit slower. And I think it handles a little bit better on the grass, but it doesn't turn as well as the other car. And here's the gas station coming up now. Oh, sluggish turn. Well, Jack has another bribe option. It's more expensive again, $300 this time.
I've been waiting for you, Benjamin. I've got a good one for you today. Don't go round spreading this one. I'll tell you another one when I see you again.
We actually don't know Wesley from Panda Bear. We haven't been there yet, and Wesley, we haven't seen him. We will pretty soon, though. The important part of that little conversation was the implication that maybe we can actually do something with the trading cards. So far, we haven't been able to do anything. We've been collecting them, but can't actually do anything. Well, anyway, let's get Gina out here so we can do the car wash and continue on. No, not you, Jack. Bring your wife out. All right. So as I said, the implication is there that we can actually do something with the trading cards. And we got to be near the end of that side quest pretty soon. Now, the Panda Bear that was mentioned, it's the gun store. If you look at the mini-map, you'll see an icon of a gun near the top. That's what that is. Can't go there now, it's not open for business yet. Will be pretty soon, though. But of course, the reason we're here is to head to the milk barn.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We need to be at the community center by 1500 today. Just think of talking.
Alright, so on the mini-map we could see that Lily had a side quest. Yep, there it is.
Hi there.
I think we saw this conversation already, but we're seeing it again because at one point I had to start the game over because of a corrupted video. So we're seeing this again.
Hi, Agent York. Do you have a moment or two?
Well, maybe just one if you need something. What's up?
Actually, I've got another favor to ask you.
What kind of favor?
We don't have room in our storage for the new shipments that came in today. I know you just tidied it up, but I was wondering if you could help again. Of course, I'll reward you again. This time with our silver card.
How is this different from the last one?
You get a bigger discount than the bronze card. That means even more savings.
I see. That sounds like a fair deal. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, sure, do it.
Thank you, hun. The storage room is this way.
So once again, Special Agent Francis York Morgan is organizing the stock room for the milk barn. This one is a little bit more difficult than the first one, but still not too hard. So I've got 3 boxes, and, well, this time we only see 2 yellow squares. So where's the third one? Now let's try going to that topmost one and pushing it out of the way. Alright. Usually the first thing you want to do with these puzzles is get the boxes in such a way so that you clear up all of the corridors and nothing's blocked. Okay, there was the second square. It was underneath that crate. And, oh. I made a mistake. I just said that you want to move the boxes so they don't block any corridors, and I just did that, didn't I? I pushed that crate up to the top corridor and blocked that. So we're going to have to reset these boxes. Okay, try that again. So it was, yeah, we'll start the same way that we started before. Then the second one, if I only push that up 1, that should be fine. That'll still keep that top corridor opened up. And then that allows us to walk around the top and get to that third box and push that out. Okay, now that we've done that, we no longer need the that corridor on the left side of the screen. So we can now just block it. And push this topmost box to the left and get into that yellow square. That'll be a first one. Okay, then let's see. The next one would be, yeah, the bottommost one. We'll push that up 2 times. That'll be where that will come to a rest. And the last one, we'll push that down 1 and left 2 times. And we'll get that silver card so we can get even more savings at the milk barn. Now that we've been buying too much from them.
Good work, Agent York. I knew I could count on you.
Oh, it wasn't that difficult.
We were taught in school that the police are there to help the people. It turns out they were right. Here's your reward then. I'll exchange your bronze card for a silver card. There aren't that many people in this town that have one of those. It's a pretty rare item to have.
So it's a real treasure. I'll be sure to keep it safe then.
You should use it to buy a gift for that special someone. We'll give you a big discount.
Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to give such a gift to.
Really? Come on. Well, anyway, be sure to come by again.
What? York is single? Shocking. That he might have problems with relationships. So anyway, let's see if Lily is selling anything new, so we can use our new silver card. Alright, I think we've seen all of those. Some new food items, it looks like. Yeah, some of this stuff we haven't seen before. Like the hollandaise sauce. Definitely haven't seen that. Okay, let's see what we can buy. Yeah, onion. You never know when you might need an onion out on the road. Uh-huh. An egg is fine. Hollandaise sauce. I believe that the Milk Barn is the only place that you can find a can of hollandaise sauce. That's exclusive, I think. Country ham. Haven't seen that. Oh. We are out of space. Alright, gotta do some inventory sorting. There's a toolbox over to the left. We haven't been putting too much in here. So let's see what we can get rid of. Let's see. Coffee milk, yeah. We really have not been using... Yeah, cola. We really have not been using the items to lower tiredness too much. Let's see. Cheese? Or Emily's sandwich, yeah. Yeah, get rid of that. Because I never eat that. Because it's supposed to make the hunger and tiredness come back up faster, so... Doesn't seem like there's much of a point to it. Okay, I believe we were on country ham. Let's just buy one of those and just shove it in our pocket. Carry that around with us. And then there was turkey sandwich, I believe. The nastiest turkey sandwich ever. Alright, so that's what Lily had. Now, if we go to Keith...
Hey, bro.
Now, Keith, it's usually the case that he doesn't sell everything in the store, that he'll have stuff missing from his list that Lily will have, so you usually want to talk to Lily. But it's not the case that you never want to talk to Keith, because sometimes he'll have things that Lily does not carry, like that. Spiritual Map A. This is a Keith-only item. And we're going to buy that.
Hey man, the spot on the map is called Copse Tunnel. It's one of a couple of places in town where, like, spooky stuff happens. I'll tell you a story, okay, man? But, don't go spreading it around. The spirits, they don't like publicity. Back when this place was a lumber kingdom, you know, the rockin' 80s, That tunnel was the main connection from the lumberyard to this town. Every day, huge trailers would come in and out. Lots of traffic, dude. Of course, some people were all up in arms. Save our nature, stop pollution, you know. Big business was pushing in here from all over the US of A. Everyone was bickering over the forest. So some of the town people got even more worked up, you know? They started a protest inside the tunnel itself. I guess maybe that was the start of all the bad times.
Bad times.
Oh yeah, man. Rough stuff and heavy times, man. The conservationists and the lumber workers faced off with each other. Neither side was backing down, and that made things worse. Amid all this chaos, there was a man and a woman who got engaged. Problem was that the man was a lumberjack, and the woman, she was a tree hugger. They rarely ever fought, but then, one morning, they had a lover's quarrel. People think that her love of nature clashed with his profession, but we'll never know what they really were fighting about that morning. The man shouted, he called her an idiot, and then he stormed out and went to work. If only he had known, that would be the last word he would ever say to her. When he finished his work for the day, he got in his car and drove home. When he got to the tunnel, he saw lantern lights glowing faintly. Those fools, not again. He just thought they were protesting in the tunnel again. And to scare them a little, he decided to speed up. He probably thought they'd all scatter so he wouldn't hit them. But the lights didn't move. In fact, one came toward him. A second later, there was a thud, and the lantern flew up into the air. He slammed on his brakes, too late, of course. Then, totally freaked, climbed out to see what had happened. I don't need to tell you who he hit, do I? What's more, in her mangled hand, there was a letter to the head of the lumber mill. A peaceful settlement offer. The woman had no other relatives other than the man, and the lumber mill took no responsibility for the accident. It was going out of business anyways.
What happened to the man then?
No one saw him again. Some say he killed himself, or simply just vanished. You know, he might still be in the tunnel, weeping over his lost love. So now, some folks say there's a ghost of a young man that haunts the tunnel. I told you it was called Copse Tunnel, right? Well, check this out. Some people call it Corpse Tunnel now. You better be careful, Mr. FBI, if you go down there by yourself.
Right, so that leads to a new side quest, where we go to Copse Tunnel and see what's happening there. It says there's an otherworld challenge. Alright, so I don't think there's anything else new that Keith is going to have. Yeah, that's it. So, we still do have some time before that town meeting. No reason we couldn't just go over to Copse Tunnel right now and check it out. I mean, surely nothing will go wrong if we do that now. Now, Copse Tunnel, you can see those yellow arrows. That's pointing to where it is. It's a long tunnel. And from where we are, if we, let's see, if we went... Where does this road meet the tunnel? Okay, we have to drive up pretty far for that. I think it should be shorter going the other way. Yeah. We go the other way. And there we are. Yeah, so that's much shorter. So, well, yeah, we'll head out to Copse Tunnel right now and do the Otherworld Challenge. It's, I would highly suggest doing the spiritual maps as soon as they become available. We'll see why. the only unfortunate part about the spiritual maps is that once you get them, those orange arrows that we see there, they never leave even after we complete them, so those will always be there on the map. Gets kind of annoying, especially when you're near the end of the game and those are still there. So I did say there are more than one spiritual map. You might have implied that already by the fact that this is called Spiritual Map A. There are 3 maps. We'll be doing them all, of course. And yeah, the entrance to Copse Tunnel is right up here. They say no one uses this tunnel anymore, and we can see why. It's collapsing. You think there might be a barricade at the entrance, so no one actually drives in here. But there's our mark up ahead, right in the middle of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we find ourselves in a big room with a bunch of shadows. I'll just take these guys out real fast. Yeah, they said that there was supposed to be the ghost of a young man here, but all we find is a whole bunch of shadows. And you may notice that these shadows are a little tougher than the ones we've seen before. These shadows take 3 hits with the wrench to kill, where the previous shadows only took 2. And that's something that we'll see as we go through the game, is that the enemies do become tougher. So we will be forced to use new weapons at some point. That's also what I meant when I said that you don't want to use the same weapon throughout the entire game like the machine gun. When we clear the room of shadows, an item appears on the table. This time it's stabilizer. We'll toolbox that, and that glowing ring right there, we don't want to go in there because that's the exit. That's if you've had enough and you want to leave, but we don't want to leave just yet. Once we clear the room of shadows, that door unlocks, and we can go into the next room, which is more shadows. These shadows aren't so tough that we can't just take them out very quickly with the wrench or the machine gun. So we don't have to worry too much about that yet. I think that was everything. Might as well pick up the ammo that they're dropping, since you are using this machine gun. Okay, that's everyone, and that's, yeah, large first aid kit. That one will regenerate all of your health at once. You can only carry 1 large first aid kit at a time, though. So now we've done that. Those doors unlocked. We go back through. More shadows. These shadows, however, are armed with melee weapons. So the shadows do get tougher as we go from room to room. I guess if you consider the shadows with weapons to be tougher. I don't know if they are, since they're a bit slow to actually swing them. Golf club, we don't need that. I've already seen that. And that guy looked like he was holding a steel pipe. I don't need that one either. But he's holding an ice axe. We haven't seen that one yet. Let's pick that up. The ice axe is a slow, powerful, two-handed weapon. Oh, one more. He's got a shovel. I picked up a shovel before, but I didn't actually try it out. I didn't use it. Okay, let's take his. That's another two-handed weapon. Can try those out in the next room. Toolbox this root beer. And to the next room we go. So yeah, this is basically just a sequence of rooms with tougher enemies in each room. Now, what might be tougher than the shadows with the melee weapons? And that would be a room full of shadows with shotguns. So this room is actually pretty dangerous, because all of these shadows have guns. We want to use this truck as cover, and try to lure them up to us. We don't want to go out into the open with these guys, because if they all fire at us at once, then that'll probably kill us. Let's try out the shovel. Get to the side of him. That was it for the shovel, but did a good job while it lasted. You may have noticed that, hello? You may have noticed that the shovel was able to hit more than one enemy at a time. Same deal with the ice axe, because it is a two-handed weapon. The ice axe, I think, is a little bit more powerful than the shovel, because it is knocking these guys down with one hit. Not there, but... And that's it for the ice axe. So yeah, melee weapons are very disposable when they're not the infinite weapons. And you may notice that you're dropping shotgun shells, and we don't have a shotgun. But we'll pick those up just because, might need them later. So yeah, just because they're holding shotguns doesn't actually mean we can take them from them. Ah. You saw how much that hurt. I went from full health to almost a little over half, because I got shot by a shotgun. So yeah, you can see how dangerous this room might be if you were surrounded by those guys. Mission knife. That's outdated. We don't need that. And what appeared but a flare. And we might as well pick up all the shotgun ammo that got dropped, just in case if we need it later. Okay, that room complete. And what's in the next room? Nothing, because we finished. We completed the area. And on the other side of the room is our prize for doing this. Infinite submachine gun. So yes, now we have a second infinite gun. It's a submachine gun just like the one we already had, except this one doesn't need ammo. So we can get rid of the one we already have. Throw that away. The submachine gun, our new one now, works the same way, fires the same way, but infinite bullets and has 360 bullets in the clip, so a lot more before you reload. And the rewards for all of the spiritual maps are weapons. So that's why I do suggest doing them as soon as you can. Alright, and since we were in the other world, in Zombie Town, time did not advance. Still plenty of time before that meeting. However, this video has been going on for kind of a while, so I think this is probably a good time to end it. And I guess we will continue on next time when we get to the community center and actually start the town meeting and talk to all the citizens of Greenvale and see what they Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So, in that case, see you next time.